I want to hear about how you got there. Would anybody like to talk about something they did at the beginning of this question? You can't. Don't worry about being self-conscious, because chances are, if I walked around, the vast majority of the class didn't even try it. And if they did try it, they probably made a mistake anyway, so you don't need to be worried about it. So who would like to go?
I drew the rectangle.
Ariana drew the box. All right. I believe I saw Ariana's box. She drew it this. Ah!
No. I
Oh, you changed it? You did go up and down?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ariana drew this way. Right? Everybody happy with that? Cool. Then I assume, and I may be wrong, so when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. I assume that she now put numbers on the box. Excellent.
9 on the height.
9, 3, and 3. Because she recognized that it had to be square, yes? It had to be a start from a square. Cool. All right. Then what did you do? Or would anybody else like to take over? Are you happy with your contribution?
Yeah, because I didn't do anything else.
Excellent. Smart move. See? Now, if she hadn't said that, I would never have known, because she had the backbone to start us off. Now you've ruined it.
Yeah.
Why you got to be that way? Homework check. Ariana, X. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Relax. Holy. It was worth it, though. It was worth it for your face. Okay. So, now what? Anybody else? What do you got, Joseph?
I went 3 times 3, and then I multiplied it by 9 to get the volume.
So Joseph recognized it was a volume question, wasn't it? Because this cardboard is filled up with golf balls. So he knew he had 81 centimeters cubed.
That's what I wrote.
Oops. He knew that it was 3 by 3 by 9 to get 81 centimeters cubed. That's how much space he had to fill. Yes? What did he fill it with?
3 golf balls.
3 golf balls. What shape's a golf ball?
A sphere.
A sphere. So he put 3 spheres in there, yes? Mm-hmm. So of that 81, 3 spheres of it is full. What's the rest?
Like the sides.
Empty space. Excellent. So Joseph, I trust, recognized that the golf balls are also volume. And he did 4 pi r cubed over 3, except there's how many golf balls? 3, right? So he needed to multiply this by 3, didn't he? And if you actually wrote out the work, you would see that that 3 and that 3 do something now. What? They cancel out. And that is all the golf balls. Right? Now, if you tried to do all this first and multiplied that answer by 3, that's an extra step, isn't it? And you would have gone to your calculator, wouldn't you? And you have a chance of hitting the button wrong, don't you? This way, you only have to hit 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. If you do it the long way, you got to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buttons. 9 buttons hit or 4 buttons hit? Which has more likely a chance at screwing you up? The 9. Everybody cool? Yeah. All right. So Joseph would have had 4 pi, but what's the R?
What's the radius?
What is it?
I was like, the distance is 3, and if they're touching both sides, then the diameter must be 3, so I divided that.
Right. The diameter, the radius has to be 1.5 because the golf balls fill the box. So they must be 3 across. Right? Because radius is half of diameter.
So half of 3 is 1.5.
Yes. Right? Now, Joseph punches that into his calculator and gets a number, yes? 28.27. And he rounds it off, yes? Now, did he use the pi button?
Yes. I did, and I got this number.
I could have done it wrong, too.
Well, let's see what happens. 4. Well, let's just check. 4 pi bracket 1.5 bracket cubed. 42. So, Joseph has shown me his work. He has 28. And then what did you do with your number and the 81, Joseph?
I just took it away.
You subtracted because it's the difference, right? Okay. So Joseph does 81 minus 28.27 and gets an answer.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Now we've all already proven that's not the right answer, yes? Okay. The right answer is 81 minus 42.41. Whatever it is. Now, the question becomes this. If this question is out of 4 and Joseph has drawn, done all his work, and gotten to here, what do I give him?
3.
I give him 3?
0.
I give him 0?
1.
I give him 1. I say he failed this question because he hit a wrong button on his calculator?
Give him 4.
I can't give him 4. He doesn't have the right answer.
You give him 3.
So let's think about it this way. Did he get the A?
No.
No.
Does he have a B?
What?
Should he have a B?
Where'd you get B from?
A, B, C plus, C, C minus, the grades you've been getting your entire life. Does he get a B?
Yeah.
Which is 3 out of 4, 75%. Everybody understand? Would you be happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were in Joseph's shoes, would you be happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. The only thing on the whole page is that wrong answer. What do I give him?
0.
I have to give him 0, don't I? I have to.
In shoulder?
Because I have no idea how he got to that number. Right? Everybody with me? Now, 4 pi r cubed. You didn't have to divide by 3, right?
No, you did.
No, because there were 3 golf balls, so the 3's canceled, right?
Oh,
Okay, so Joseph,
Yes.
r cubed was 1.5, right?
But
Right?
yes. Yeah.
So now we know 1.5 cubed. We know is 3.375, right? With our calculator, right? So I would say to myself, 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5, right? So, right? Which would be, let's say, in your head you go 3 over 2 times 3 over 2 times 3 over 2, right? So that's 27 over 8, right? 27 over 8 is about 3, isn't it? So 4, what's pi? About 3, right? So what's 4 times 3? Times 3 again. 36. So the answer should have been around 81 minus 36, right? Take that. Where did I get what? What's 3 times 3 times 3?
Oh.
27. What's 2 times 2 times 2? 8. Because 1.5 is 3 over 2. Picking up what I'm putting down? Take that time to make the estimate, and then you have an even better idea. Everybody good?
Oh, so all the things that we just wrote is...
You didn't actually say a sentence.
is like,
All those things we just wrote is.
I
You
minus-
gave me a subject, you gave me a verb. I need a predicate.
I minus
Bring it home.
81 minus 42.41.
That's right.
38.5.
Yeah, yeah. Now the estimate, 81 minus 36, would have been 45. And the right answer was what? 38, right? 38's a lot closer to 45 than it is to 28, isn't it? Everybody with me?
Next.
Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather take 2 seconds to try and estimate or do a whole page worth of work and get it wrong?
Whole page worth of...
Now, I know what you're going to do. You're all going to do the whole page worth of work and get it wrong, even though I've told you a million times to estimate.
How do you estimate with a question?
What do you mean? I just showed you how to estimate it. And I recorded it. All right, let's move it along. Now, sketch a net. What's a net?
The drawing.
The girl you take fishing. That joke never gets tired.
A net.
What's the... Oh, okay, I'll sketch a net.
Yeah, no, it's hair.
She's not.
She's in the net. Oh.
Well, you okay?
And that can be the fish. Whoa.
would take to prom.
Yeah, it wasn't a great drawing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But it doesn't matter. I do a great drawing. You all say, your drawing sucks, so it doesn't matter. Right? Yeah, no, I know that because when I did this great drawing, when I did this spectacular drawing, right, oh, it's not there. Son of a bee. Wait. It's right. Damn! It's right.
That's black, back and blocky.
Draw it again. No, it doesn't matter.
Your drawing is different compared to.
It also.
Ah!
There we go.
When I do a great drawing, you all mock me anyway.
That is a great drawing.
Damn right, it's a great drawing.
Is that a dolphin?
It's a shark.
I was close.
It's the Meg.
Oh, I should have known the tail side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
I wanted to watch
I
that.
thought it was like.
Why would you want to watch that movie? Oh my God, what a waste of your money.
I said I wanted to.
Good.
Wait,
You
what?
didn't?
No?
Smart move.
Why?
Tell you what, you want to see a movie about a shark that's actually good, go get Jaws.
What's wrong with the Meg?
It's garbage. No,
What makes
it's
it
not.
garbage?
It's new. And you people refuse to accept that anything before you could possibly have been good. Which is why you bother going to movies
Rap
like The
music
Meg.
Before today was good.
Rap music before today was great. All right. Urch, where'd we go? Oh, wait, wrong class. You're A.
We're D.
No, you're D. Son of a motherless goat. There we are. 1-6. So a net is, we've drawn a million of them. What's a net? It's the outline if you flatten the thing out, yes? So a pyramid has a square and 4 triangles, yes? If you didn't know what a net is, that's cool. I don't really care. Then find the surface area. It's a square-based pyramid, right? So do we have a formula? Yeah. 2bs plus b squared. What's here? 6. Is that b or s?
Wait.
B. What's this?
Oh, that's a great drawing.
8, which is s, correct? So it is 2 times 6 times 8 plus, now here's where everybody does this wrong. B squared. B is 6, so it is 6 squared.
Why does it get wrong?
Because people do 6 times 6 and then square 36. I know, right? People say then that the surface area of this tiny little pyramid is something like 1,400 centimeters squared. And they write it down. They're like, yep, that's it. I got it. Because they don't stop and think. So it's 48 plus 36, which is 86, 84.
Wait, where does the 2 come in? When does it?
In the formula.
You just did 6 times.
Oh, I forgot to do the 2.
Yeah, that's what
Son of a motherless goat.
That's what I thought.
96 plus 36, which is 132.
So it would be like 2 times 6 times 8 plus
Yep.
6
Yep.
squared.
Yep. Why?
Does the 2 affect the 6 squared?
No, of course not, because there's a plus.
So the height. Did you find the height?
No, it gave me the slant height.
I thought the slant height was sideways.
It is. When this triangle folds up, where's it going to be?
Like this.
Yeah.
On the slant height.
Yeah. And then, but then that's on the right angle.
Dude. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you. There is the side triangle, yes? This is 8, agreed? When it's flat.
Yeah.
Is it still 8? Is it up the side of the pyramid? So it's the slant height. Okay? Where's the height? In the middle. That's height. That's not slant height. Got it? All right.
Well, the slant height is the
Up the side,
and
yes.
then height.
Right up the middle. All right. A cone. How does a cone start?
Pi.
A circle.
Pi times.
and then a chunk of a circle, right? That's the net. Do I care if you drew it? Not really. Does cone have a formula? Pi r squared plus pi r slant. What's missing from here in our information? I don't have a slant, right? I have a height. So, a cone looks like this, yes? Right? The radius is what? 15. The height is what?
25.
25. What shape does that make?
Triangles.
And what finds me the third side of a right angle triangle? Leg squared plus leg squared equals, say it,
25 squared.
hypotenuse squared. You almost got a gummy bear, Zach. If you brought home hypotenuse, you could have even said hippopotamus. Did I tell you that story? Oh, I didn't. It's Thursday. I'll tell you that story in a minute.
800.
So what is it? It's 850. And then what do you have to do at the end of Pythagoras? Square root that.
Oh, so 8.
So this is pi times 15 squared plus pi times 15 times... Now, you could do 29.16, isn't it?
No, 29.15.
29.15. So you could do 29.15, or you could leave it as the square root of 850. I don't care. Everybody cool? And then you get an answer. 225 pi plus 15 times 29 is about 450. 437.25 pi. And then 225, and that is 637, 662.25 pi. Would be perfectly acceptable, and so would whatever that is, which is around 2,000.
I just did 15 squared.
I think it's like 2,032 or some crap. Everybody good? All right.
3.14.
What do you take away from this? The same thing I wrote in your notes. If you need slant, you need Pythagoras. Now, the story is when I learned Pythagoras in grade 7, my teacher taught us, he didn't teach us a squared, b squared, c squared. Mr. Bailey taught us the square of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is equal to the squares of the other two sides. And we were like, that's weird. And then Mr. Bailey said, it's not weird at all. He was British. It's not weird at all. Pip, pip, jolly good. And he gave us one of those pegboard things. And he gave us an elastic band. And he told us to make a 3x4 triangle. And then he said, make a square here. So we did. We made that square. And that was 3x3, right? And the pegboard was 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Then he did the same thing here. And that was 4x4, which was 16. And then we made a square here. But this one we couldn't measure because it was diagonal, right? We couldn't count the nails on the pegboard. So we got out a ruler and we measured, and we found out that it was 5x5, which was 25. And then he said, okay. Now, what did I say? And we all said, the square of the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle is equal to the square of the other two sides, Mr. Bailey. And he said, good. Now, what does that mean? And then everybody said, I don't know. And then Mr. Bailey said, how big is that square? And we all went, 9. How big is that square? 16. And then he said, the square is equal to the squares of the other two sides. Oh, so 9 and 16 is 25. And then we all went, Mr. Bailey, you're a genius. And then he said, now, this is a leg, and this is the hypotenuse. And he said, if you can't remember the word hypotenuse, you can use the word hippopotamus to remind you. We do all our work. A couple of days later, we get to write a test. What's Pythagoras? I couldn't remember the word hypotenuse. So what did I write on the test? Hippopotamus. What did Mr. Bailey mark it as? Wrong! I know, right? To this day, That was 1986. To this day, 32 years later.
Do you remember the mark you got in total? Okay.
No, but I remember hippopotamus.
That?
I loved Mr. Bailey, though.
Is he alive?
I have no idea if he's alive. He would have to. Well, you're bad at guessing ages when you're in grade 7, right? Like you all thought your teachers in grade 7 were 120. And they were probably 30. Maybe. Right? So, like, you were bad at guessing my age. I've had kids guess that I was born in the 50s. I know, right? My mom was born in 1950. Right? You guys are so bad at guessing ages. You know how old I am, but you're bad at guessing ages if I didn't tell you. Zach. I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. But I'm bad at ages too. Right? Once you people are about 15, 16 years old, except for your clothes, I can't tell the difference if you're 15 or if you're 29. The only reason I know is clothes, because I see what kids wear in school. If we were all out on the street, I would never know, especially girls. Especially girls, because every woman that is in their 30s is trying to look younger, right? And every girl in their teens is trying to look older. And they meet in the middle, and I have no idea how old they are. No clue. Right?
Like,
well, you're in grade 10, so you have to be 14 or 15 right now. You have to be. Right? So, anyway, can't draw a net of a sphere. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So it's 4 pi times 25 squared, which is 4 pi times 625, which is
7,853.99.
I'm not there yet. 2,500 pi, and then if the same place I've gotten it every time, Ariana. You always sound so aggressive when you ask me questions. I've shown you 1,000 times, so ask me nicely, because it's getting a little bothersome to have, where'd you get that? When it's the 77th time I've shown you. Okay, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm really not. But it's starting to get on my nerves, right? You have to start seeing this stuff. What is 4 times 625? Right? It's 2,500. Tobby. Of course. Which is about 7,500. 7,800, blah. Because I don't care. All right. Then I asked you to do 36. Now, I guarantee people did number 2A wrong.
I did 13 times 13 times 9 over 3.
That's so close to right, but not quite. It says it's a pyramid, yes? And what's the volume of every single pyramid? Area of the base
Times height over 3.
times height divided by 3, yes?
Yes.
Now, if it's a triangular pyramid, what is the base?
The square?
It's triangle.
Triangle?
So it would look like this. There's the base, and then it would have 3 walls. Everyone agree? Those 3 walls would fold up and meet in the middle, yes? So what is the base? It's this triangle right here, yes?
13.
Now, we know about this triangle. We know that it's 13 by 13 by 13, correct? Okay, so I got that triangle to work with. What is the area of a triangle? Because I got to find the base area. It's base times height divided by 2, correct? So what's the base of that triangle? 13. Everybody can find that, no problem. 13. What's the height of that triangle? No. We don't measure height up the side.
It's 9.
No, that's the height of the pyramid. Right up the middle. What shape did I just make? A right angle triangle. How long is this side?
13.
No! 6.5. Now, how do I find this side? Starts with a P, ends with an S, has Pythagora in the middle of it. Pythagoras. But I have the hippopotamus. So is it add or subtract? Subtract. 13 squared minus 6.5 squared will get me this h, which is what? How many people did it right? Right? Now, let me ask you this. Is any of the math difficult? Because as soon as I drew it, everyone was like, oh! Right? Right? Okay. So it is 169 minus something like 40. So it should be about 129, but I don't know. Or and then the square root of 129.
I got 126.75.
But then you got to square root that.
And then square root.
11.58. 13 squared. 11.258, yeah. So 11.3. Everybody cool with that? Is that close enough? Everyone's okay? Okay, so now that is this h. Why is this confusing? Because the triangle has an h and the pyramid has an h. Where does that h go? Right there. So what's the base? 13. What's the height? 11.3. And what do I do with that? Divide it by 2. That is the area of the base, yes? Then what does that do? What does that have to multiply by? The height, which is 9. Height of 9. And then what does that whole answer have to do? Divide by 3. Right? That's all the math you're doing. That is really hard to punch into your calculator. So what should you do?
Solve the 13 times.
Go piece by piece. 13 by 11.3 divided by 2 equals. Get an answer. Then what?
73.
Then times 9 equals. Get an answer. Then what? Divide by 3 equals. And get me an answer.
20.
What is it?
220.35.
220.35. Everybody with me? What messed you up here? One thing that messed you up here, it was a triangular pyramid. Because all of you saw pyramid and went right to the formula or square bottom, yes?
And did 13 times 13.
Or you did 13 times 13, right? Okay. Now, this puts me in an interesting position, doesn't it? Because did you use the right formula?
No.
Yeah, you did area base times height divided by 3. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you do all the math right?
No.
Well, if you did 13 by 13 by 9 divided by 3, that's right.
Yeah.
But you missed a pretty important part of it, didn't you?
We wouldn't have thought of that.
Exactly. That's my point. Everybody cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one's easy, except, do we need a slant height? No, why not?
Because there's no slant.
Because I'm not looking for what? What do I need slant height for?
You need it for surface area.
Surface area. What am I looking for? Volume.
So you do 4 times 4.
So it's just
times 15.
area of the base, which is 4 by 4
Times 15.
times 15
Over 3.
over 3.
And that's 80.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. 80 centimeters cubed.
It's
Meters.
meters.
Now here's where some of you are going to mistake here. You see base and you see 4. And you think 4 is the area of the base. But if 4 was the area of the base, wouldn't that be 4 meters squared?
Sure.
Right? Everybody cool? Okay. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Myers, why are you doing stuff like this? Why are you... Because that's what's going to happen in the world, isn't it? People are going to tell you what they want to do. And they're going to expect that you are able to understand what they are saying. Right? I didn't show you the clip from the movie that it was funny, but it's a rock concert. The guy wants a giant Stonehenge to come down out of the sky while they're playing the song Stonehenge. And he's talking about it with the woman who's going to build the set for him. So she shows him this Stonehenge this tall. And the guy says, oh, that's awesome. The real one is going to be way bigger, right? And she says, the real one? What are you talking about? The real one, the one that's going on stage. This is the real one. And he says, what do you mean? Stonehenge is huge. It's like 20 feet tall. And she said, you gave me a napkin and you drew this and you said 18 inches. But what did he mean? 18 feet. He did that. The woman didn't understand what he meant and built for a giant rock concert something that big. Now, it was a comedy, but you could see it happening. Right? Because people aren't thinking. That's why it's funny. All right. Where else did I asked you to do 2 more, and then we're done, and then I'm letting you work. Oh, period's going to be over. Oh.
Page 37.
Okay. I just want to say this.
30.
I want you to do
That was so
attempt 37 and 38. Pay very close attention to the extra bit I write there. Okay? I'm going to skip the last bit of 36. You have an extra chance to try and sort it out. I'm not going to do the math. I just want to talk about this. I want the surface area and the volume of everything, yes? So, if this cylinder is not cut out of there, then how would you find the surface area of that thing?
you would do
It's a rect prism, yes? And there's a formula for that, right? But I cut the circle out, don't I? So what math takes things away? So I'm subtracting. What am I subtracting? The cylinder? I'm only subtracting the 2 circles, aren't I? Now the 2 circles are right there and there, yes? Because they're a hole. So I'm losing 2 circles. But what did I gain? The whole side of the cylinder. So I have to add the sides of a cylinder. Now you guys are smart people. What's the surface area of a cylinder? 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. What part is the pi r squared? That's the circles. So what part must that be? The sides. And if you look on your data booklet, it's broken down that way for you. Everybody cool? Now, that's surface area. There's subtractions and additions. Is there additions and subtractions in volume? No. What is the only thing that happens in volume?
multiplication.
No. Between the two. Because I'm cutting a hole out of that. So what happens to the volume of the prism? Subtract the volume of what? The cylinder. Everybody with me? Now notice, all these shapes have something weird done to them. And I give you a warning about what they all are. Okay? Except by the 4th question when I think you should have figured it out. Everybody cool? 3-day weekend, 5 questions. That's 1.3 questions per day. Plus, I'm giving you 15 minutes right now. Plus, some of you are stuck in here for X block. Should anybody have homework? No.